Trenton, podcast time, Trenton.
Oh boy! Really? Oh gee, Ma!
Oh, don't worry, I cooked up a good one for you today, son.
It sounds delicious. What is it, Ma? Come on.
Well,
Give it to me, Ma!
well, Mother doesn't reveal her secrets. Okay, just this once. Well, last night I stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning watching an amazing show for the first time. Neon Genesis Evangelion. It was an amazing show. Really loved that. And so I really thought long and hard about what was going to be the podcast for today. For you, my growing boy. So I have this this video here that really took me into this new direction of how I should go about this podcast today.
What?
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 Oh, okay. Let me. I think I got the wrong video. Let me try that again.
What?
Let me see here. Okay, that I think that might have been the wrong video. Let me do that. Okay, let me do that one more time.
Okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Twice.
Oh wait, that's right. It's not about Neon Genesis at all. It's about epic rap battles of history, everybody. It was another classic. I'll give you an hour fake out. What's that? What's that? Pass me the ball.
Alley-oop! Alley-oop!
Swish! Put that back.
I thought about throwing this CD to him, but I didn't. I handed it to him, and he threw it. So my kindness was unnecessary.
So that's what's for dinner. Open up and eat it, scrunt.
Do I get to milk?
No.
Okay. Oh, gee, Ma.
What? Do I get to milk?
Don't act like you don't know. They don't.
So today's podcast is going to be all about epic rap battles of history. I don't know why. I mean, I did watch Evangelion's Revolution.
Evangelion.
Evangelions. I did watch that last night. It was really crazy. I've been thinking about it all day.
Legitimately,
but
did you like it?
I did. But we can get into that in a different day because
we really can, because I got some hot takes.
But there is some stuff I need to get off my chest because for some reason, for 2 weeks straight, I have not been able to get ERB, Epic Rap Battles of History, out of my freaking skull. So, Trenton, would you like to sit for an hour and listen to me gush about this?
I mean, not really. I need to drink water.
I mean, I can get you a glass of water.
No. I can go about an hour if I need to go drink.
Thank God. Okay. So this is going to be one of those episodes where I don't need... Well, first let me start the timer. Well, I don't need to go and research a whole bunch of stuff for this because I've been watching this for years. Literally years. A good amount of my life. I have watched Epic Rap Battles of History.
Why are you looking at the microphone like you were speaking?
It helps. They're my friends,
You
Trent.
just made eye contact with the microphone like a freaking...
Instead of you, a person.
Yeah.
I need to connect more with people. That's what Evangelion said, and I'm not following that direction. Anyway, Epic Rap Battles of History. I gotta ask this first, Trenton, because of your reaction. Are you familiar with this show?
Yeah.
Alright. How much of Epic Rap Battles of History have you seen?
Yeah.
Well, no, I need to know. Come on. You can say little episodes. You can say a little. You can say a lot. I mean, there's some people who've never watched any of these.
I saw the... Yeah.
Well, Albert Einstein versus Stephen Hawking. You see that one?
No.
Did you see?
No.
Yeah, have you never seen any?
What?
Have you never seen any?
Well, I've seen the... Yeah.
I don't know what this is. My time, Trenton. My time.
Is the time going?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You already turned it on. I'm really waste. No, I've seen, like, none of them.
Okay. So let me give you some backstory.
I was too busy dating chicks, and smashing brewskis, This nerd stuff.
Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me.
Too much of a nerd. My ankles would break. Okay.
You're like Atlas. If instead of a planet, it was textbooks, nerd.
So, Epic Rap Battles of History is part of old YouTube here.
Hey, you better watch for copyright here.
Oh, don't worry, they won't.
Like reverse it, play it backwards. Luke is a madman.
They'll never catch me.
Yeah, everybody, if they want to hear us playing Epic Rap Battles, they're going to have to play it backwards like Spy Kids.
Okay, so Epic Rap Battles of History is a web series that was started by two people who go by the pseudonyms Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd.
Man, I know that.
Yeah?
You don't need to tell me that. You're wasting my time.
I've never seen any of them, but yes, I met and I kissed all the creators.
It's freaking ridiculous, man. You don't have to tell me that. I know that. Why are we doing this?
It started what year, Trenton?
Not 19.
No.
Wait.
2.
19. No, 2011.
Very close. It started September 26, 2010. That's when it started there.
Almost nailed it.
It started on the original Nice Peter YouTube channel, but that has basically have gone extinct. They hasn't posted anything there for 6 years. And everything's been moved to ERB as the current channel for Epic Rap Battles of History.
It really makes you wonder, like the YouTubers. Maybe we can do an episode on that. The YouTubers that were like popular in the beginning, but like you don't really hear from anymore. What are they up to now?
Well, here's the thing.
You know
I hear about still to this day their YouTube videos gets millions of views for every episode.
That's impressive. But like, what's Jenna Marbles up to right now?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? What's her name? iJustine up to right now? You know?
I don't know.
Exactly. What's the
Numa guy doing?
Yeah, what is he doing? I don't. He wasn't prolific, Garrett. He made one meme that
I like the video. He dances.
I can sing that whole Romanian song, by the way. Memorized all the lyrics.
It's Romanian?
It's Romanian.
I thought they were speaking English. Anyway, no. I'm an idiot. I'm not going to say what language I thought. French. I thought there.
I love that you are willing to jump in the hole.
Yeah, I thought it was a French song. Anyway.
That's okay.
So for anyone who's never heard of the concept, if you've never known about Epic Rap Battles history, the show, what it is you pick two people, real, fictional, dead or alive, and you put them in a universe where they collide, and then they're going to go back and forth and talk about why they are better than the other person, why the other person is worse than them. And it's a very simple concept, but I think it's a really cool concept for a show. A YouTube show, it's bite-sized, and the amount of passion they have for the show, I think is really cool.
Okay.
Now, I have a lot of opinions. Some of them are really strong about Epic Rap Battles of History, and some of them are, I think they have had some bad decisions over the years.
Oh, we're going to get into drama?
Oh, no, this is
we're
not...
We're going to get into gossip?
This is not drama in any way. I'm just going by the creative choices with the show. Where I think their peak was, their humble beginnings to now, and their last video was released 9 months ago, has 5.3 million views. The first Epic Rap Battle of History has 40 million views, and their most popular today was 159 million views. So yeah, they have so many that have 100 million views, which I think is amazing for these people who have dedicated their life to do this one niche thing. I guess there's nowhere where to start but the first season, so I'm not going to go in depth of everyone, but I'm just going to tell you what the mashups were for season 1. And I want you to give me your thoughts on this rundown here.
Okay.
Season 1 consisted of 15 videos.
Okay.
Season 1 is very experimental, and I think it's a very aimless season where they're trying to get, like, what the vibe is of what this show's going to be.
Sure. Everybody gets that.
First one was John Lennon versus Bill O'Reilly from Fox News. That was the very first one. Which I think I think it's funny.
What a power couple.
Yeah, like, they're completely opposite wavelengths of the spectrum here. One's very far left, one's extremely far right. I think that really worked.
Yeah.
The second one, their most famous pairing was Darth Vader versus Hitler. And
okay, all right.
They both had stormtroopers. For some reason that was a thing that was brought up in school.
That's weird.
So It's not out of nowhere. Abe Lincoln versus Chuck Norris.
Oh no, that's tough. That's a tough one.
And it's very much leaning into the Chuck Norris meme. Sarah Palin versus Lady Gaga. I think that one also works.
Sarah Palin balls on like the basketball court. Right? I mean,
I like.
Can I get a hallelujah?
I love the line.
Hold on, disregard everything you know about Sarah Palin. Just go look up her rap videos.
Oh yeah, I have seen that.
What did she say? I don't even remember. Something. Can I get a hallelujah? Love that.
One of my. I'm not going to go into specific lines, but one of my favorite ones was from Lady Gaga that said, "Governor Alaska." That's like principal of a homeschool.
Dang.
Hulk Hogan.
Don't crap on Alaska. That's my favorite.
Hulk Hogan and Macho Man versus Kim Jong-il.
Wait, both of them?
Yeah,
he doesn't stand a chance.
2 against 1.
He doesn't stand a chance. They could bulldoze their way through his entire army. What? They would suplex those stupid troopers.
Justin Bieber versus Beethoven. Albert Einstein versus Stephen Hawking.
His sultry tones would not affect Beethoven in the least.
Because he can't hear. Yeah, he was deaf.
So Beethoven wins that one.
Albert Einstein versus Stephen Hawking is a phenomenal rap battle. That one has 133 million views. Genghis Khan versus the Easter Bunny. Kind of a random one there.
That's a little out of left field.
Napoleon Dynamite versus Napoleon Bonaparte. That's also a pretty good one there.
The greatest military commander maybe ever.
Versus
it's a liger. It's a half lion, half tiger.
This is a rap roller coaster. You're not even tall enough to ride. Gah.
Napoleon, you fat lard, come get some dinner.
You can keep your French fries. I got tater tots, you know. Like, there are some great lines.
Come on, now.
You're the only kind of dynamite that's never gonna bang. Like, good lines. Billy Mays versus Ben Franklin. Not a big fan of that one. Has an appearance of the slap chop guy at the end after Billy Mays dies, this was made around when he died.
That's rough.
Gandalf versus Dumbledore.
Oh my.
People.
I think Gandalf would slap Dumbledore. I'm just saying.
People really like that battle. I've heard from other people when I've been bringing up epic rap battles of history at work. People have said like, I'm wrong. Gandalf versus Dumbledore is a good battle. I do not like it.
What?
It's just not a good flow. And I'm going to talk a little bit.
There are like 150 each.
There's a lot.
Their flow is like tar.
Dr. Seuss versus Shakespeare.
Okay.
Mr. T versus Mr. Rogers.
Ooh. Okay.
Christopher Columbus versus Captain Kirk.
Should I be telling you who I think's gonna win? Just like instinct.
I mean, if you want to. Dr. Seuss versus Shakespeare. Who you got?
Dr. Seuss.
Okay. Mr. T versus Mr. Rogers.
Mr. T.
Christopher Columbus versus Captain Kirk.
Okay, is it purely going by rap skills?
It goes...
Or should I just rank their power levels?
Yeah, I would say power levels is a good way of going about it, if you have never listened to...
Columbus, he has no qualms. Kirk would fight straight up.
No qualms.
Columbus would pull his pants down and yank his wiener.
And then
you just got some message or something.
It's not my computer.
Okay.
And then finally, the season finale of season 1 was Nice Peter versus Epic Lloyd.
I really like that you said that and you gave no context, and everybody just thinks you just stole some random dude's computer.
Sure. Sure.
What was that? Sorry?
The last one was Nice Peter versus Epic Lloyd. So
if a Liger comes in and beats both of them.
And well, in that battle, they have I believe it's a Pegasus or maybe a tiger with wings or something at the end that shows up. Anyway,
a tiger with wings.
Don't worry about it. So the thing with season 1, and you would see like one of the things is they're mostly just doing this battle, but they're going to just add in a whole bunch of like dirty jokes in there. Sometimes it could just be like, I don't know.
After season 1, they just went full on Adult Swim on us.
Well, no. Season 1 is like a little juvenile, like in John Lennon versus Bill O'Reilly. Like John Lennon, one of his lines was, "Your face looks like a shit I took high on LSD."
Okay.
Like nowadays, like the modern day epic rap battles of history would not do that.
They have more class.
They do. They like even though they'll still curse when they want to. They're still making jokes. They're going to have fun, but the whole thing is not about like making juvenile jokes or something like that, and trying to make something that is like, this is where we're going to stick our claim, and this is going to be great.
Yeah, see the LSD thing. It's like that's like whatever, you know. That's like now if you were to say like Bill O'Reilly looked like, you know, I don't know, your grandma after dentist. Yeah, I don't know, something like that, you know.
Well, what they do now is they do so much research on who they pick. They take lots of thought before they pick anybody.
Okay.
And they are going to research for like a month, maybe 2 months, to make sure that their information is accurate.
Well, now they've created a base.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now they have a base, and they, you know.
So season 1, like one of the things, like Mr. T versus Mr. Rogers, like
what is that piece of paper?
Oh, it's I have a... Oh, crap. I have a doctor's appointment. I want to make sure I didn't forget about it, so it's on the back of my...
That's interesting.
Like Mr. T versus Mr. Rogers, one of the jokes is they made Mr. Rogers a really good rapper. Like, he's not acting the way you expected.
Yeah.
They would never do that now. Instead, now they're going to be like, we're going to try to paint this person as accurately as possible, but within our like universe where everyone has to do a rap battle at least once.
Okay.
Okay, so let me move on to season 2. Give you a rundown of this one. Okay, season 2, they bring back Hitler versus Vader, and this is now on their main channel now.
Yeah.
Hitler versus Vader 2, they hardly ever do sequel battles. And I'm one of those rare fans. I think they just probably should have stuck with one. They don't do them anymore, but every season they would start with Hitler versus Vader. There's only so many jokes you can make between the two of them.
How long are the videos usually?
About 2 minutes.
Okay.
But they try to pack all of them.
I could do like 5. I could do 5 episodes of that. I don't have to do a minute for each person. That's easy. I can handle it.
But season 2 is one of the better seasons, and they're a lot more popular. They got a lot more money, and their special effects go up, and they are way more experimental. They have Master Chief versus Leonidas as the first one.
I'm voting for Master Chief on that one. Leonidas, he freaks though. He freaks though.
Like with Leonidas, they do the "This is Sparta" kick.
Yeah,
and it doesn't work, and they
I wonder why.
He goes down the pit, and then Master Chief starts flying up, and it's an actual scene they had to make and film to make this go, and that was something that they couldn't do in season 1.
Sorry, I forgot to say who would win. Master Chief would slap Leonidas. Because I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Leonidas, he freaks though.
He does.
But like, Spartan 117 is like 8 feet tall, like 3 tons.
Made to kill. He has He has armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a human can't handle this master man.
Now, I don't... And what they do now is they try to have a connection, and you kind of seen that in the season 1, where they try to have a connection, like, why are these people fighting? In the early days, it would just be kind of random. Genghis Khan versus the Easter Bunny. That's a little random. That's perfect for 2010 humor.
It really is. You ain't kidding.
But the next one they did was the Mario Brothers.
Yeah, but then we grew up, and we had things like, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you one of the ones right now. You ready?
Sure.
Masa Musa versus Jeff Bezos.
Who is Masa Musa?
He is king of Mali. He was a Muslim king who used to be who is considered today to be the richest person to have ever existed with inflation, versus Jeff Bezos, who is the current richest person in the world. That's what I'm talking about, and that's the kind of.
How have I never heard of this guy? When did he live?
Forever ago, super long ago. Like the only thing there's no pictures of him. He existed like old photos and stuff. But like that's the thing I like about ERB. I learn from ERB.
How do they know how much money he had?
It's like you can look it up. I mean,
I'm not trying to make you look stupid.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to. But
I've never known about this person, and in the behind the scenes, they were like, "Okay, Masa Husa, you probably don't know who the freak this is, but we're gonna tell you who it is. We're gonna school you about him real quick before we tell you about how we made him into a rapper."
I'm more of a Gilgamesh man. Continue.
But that's way beyond Mario Brothers versus the Wright Brothers. The Wright Brothers were Rhett and Link. They were the guest rappers on that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think I saw that one.
Michael Jackson versus Elvis Presley.
I'd vote. Michael Jackson was slapping.
With this one here, with Michael Jackson versus Elvis Presley, they got 4 people to play the characters. A young Michael Jackson, an old Michael Jackson, a young Elvis, and an older Elvis. And there are connections there I completely forgot about. When you hear Michael Jackson versus Elvis Presley, the king of pop versus the king of rock. And Michael Jackson married Elvis Presley's daughter.
Really?
But, yeah, apparently did.
What?
Yeah.
Since when?
Apparently that was a thing.
How is that not a thing we know?
He only had one daughter, and she married Michael Jackson, and they used that in the battle.
What?
Yeah, and they
What was her name?
I don't remember.
How do I not know this?
But they go with the fact that both the people when they're younger are way different from when they're older. Like Elvis Presley was a sex symbol, and they became an overweight schlub in Vegas shows that we all hound now. It's an interesting way of framing the battle.
We had an interesting aesthetic sense back then that Elvis Presley was a sex symbol. I'm not saying the dude was ugly, but
he just looked like a guy.
He looked like a guy. You know? Like he looked like an Italian pizza maker. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Mario's pretty hot.
Mario's pretty hot. Who was hotter than Elvis? Let's see. Who lived back then? When did Elvis? When was he alive? 60s?
Yeah, 60s. No.
When was his height?
I would say probably the 60s.
Okay. Who's alive in the 60s that's hotter than him?
Groucho Marx.
You should be in the rap battle. It should be you versus the world. You beat them all.
My original idea for the opening was I was going to make a fake intro that was like,
oh, you want to rap?
Trenton versus Garrett! And I would have been, yo, you so bald.
Yeah! Oh, man! And every time you say it, I go, oh! I take damage. I go, oh!
Your Yu-Gi-Oh! counter bar goes to 0.
And then I turn to dust. And I fly away.
Yo, Trenton, you're bald and your glasses, whoa!
Are you even trying? You're bald and your glasses, whoa!
I'm gonna throw you down a set of stairs. Make you walk on thumbtacks. You smell like butt crack.
Garrett, you dumb.
Hey,
don't you know?
Hey,
wait, hold on. If you were a cake, I wouldn't give you a phone. If you were pregnant, I don't know.
Go on. Keep talking. I'm reloading.
And you come at me, I throw you in a hole.
Ouch.
Ow! my heart meter.
All right, guys, who won? Who's next? You decide. Then the sequel, Garrett versus Trenton 2.
Dude, I'm so white. I was made for the snow.
Okay, let me do another one. Let me do one more. Yo, Trenton, your eye don't work. I'm gonna take you to school like you're going to work.
What? You just rhymed work with work. I was about to go, And I was like, wait, what? I didn't even...
Put a banana peel on the ground. You'll slip and fall. You think this is great? Then you don't know nothing at all.
Ooh. Ooh. That was good. I don't have much of a mind for rap. You ready for this?
Okay.
Garrett. You're dumb as a rock. Garrett. You listen to Bach.
I have not. That's slander.
Garrett. Suck it, you nerd. Garrett. You already did, I heard. Oh!
That was Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss is leaving the building.
Golly. All right, you guys can go now. We just peaked. I think we.
Okay.
I think we can't do better than that.
Okay, so I remember the first time I ever even heard about Epigraphs Battles of History. I was in English class in freshman year. And one of the people were like, listen, guys. And like he was like one of the popular kids in class, and he was like, guys, can we please, he talked to the teacher, can we please watch Epic Bar Battles of History? Can we please do it? Even though it's like all like wiener jokes and stuff. And she was like, I love that series. And everyone started clapping.
What?
It was weird. It was crazy. And people started quoting their favorite like things from it. And it was like just when the show's just started.
Even weirder to know where we live.
Yeah, like, Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, she did.
It doesn't seem like the kind of thing a teacher here would...
She closed the door, turned off the lights, and we streamed it. We watched it. We watched them. That was the first time I've ever heard about the show. And I think only like 5 battles were there at that time.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. She shouldn't have done that, but she was a pretty cool teacher.
Okay. She sounds dope.
She gave me this is real. She gave me my own corner of the classroom.
You stunk that bad?
No, it was because
You pooped your pants?
I liked the room to be creative, so she moved her whole room around to give me my own desk in the corner.
Are you kidding me?
And one
What did you have to do that? Get that?
I don't know. She even once canceled her own. She canceled her entire class because I wrote a play to perform with the students in the class, and that's what we did the day. They just let me do the play.
That sounds cool. I believe in a merit-based society.
It was about Mario.
I'm going to become a teacher and then make my kids fight each other to the death, and whoever wins gets half the room to themselves. Everybody else has to sit in like a sweatshop environment.
But yeah, I just moved in fact, I kept scooching my desk back every single day until I got to the corner, and she's like, fine.
Okay.
I was one of those kids. Anyway,
never doubted it.
Okay, I'm just gonna give you the list here. I'm just gonna rapid fire so we can just get through this. We have Cleopatra versus Marilyn Monroe. Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates.
Steve Jobs.
Frank Sinatra versus Freddie Mercury.
Frank Sinatra.
Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney. I mean that
Barack Obama probably.
No,
he's more charismatic.
Yeah, Mitt Romney would suck in a rap battle.
Yeah, he would not do so good.
He would fall down and crap himself. Anyway, Doc Brown versus Doctor Who.
Doc Brown. He's got that manic energy.
Oh man, that was a bad. There's so many other doctors. Anyway, Bruce Lee versus Clint Eastwood.
Bruce Lee.
Batman versus Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Moses versus Santa Claus.
Moses.
Adam versus Eve.
Hold up now. Hold up now.
Adam versus Eve.
Eve was a backstabbing hoe, Eve. She would not play fair.
Now here's another one. Just to prove what level they were on season 2, they got Key and Peele to do Gandhi versus Martin Luther King Jr. It was an amazing battle. So good.
Gandhi.
Also, Snoop Dogg was in one of them.
No. Martin Luther King. I've seen some of the things he said. He has a mind for wit.
Moses versus Santa Claus. Moses was portrayed by Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
He wins immediately.
Yeah. Nikolai Tesla versus Thomas Edison.
Oh, Tesla.
Babe Ruth versus Lance Armstrong.
Wait. That was a freaking gimme. Are you kidding me?
What?
Edison versus Tesla?
Yeah.
That is the freest win for Tesla ever. Holy crap.
I would agree with you.
That's like freaking Paris Hilton's dog versus God. You know what I mean? Like, it couldn't be further away.
Babe Ruth versus Lance Armstrong.
Oh, Babe Ruth.
Mozart versus Skrillex.
Tie. I don't know. I have no opinion on that one.
Now, and then the end of season 2, we have Rasputin versus Stalin. But that is the first one of, they're called a cavalcade battle.
Rasputin versus Stalin?
Yes.
Rasputin.
Well, okay, so this one is one of those called a cavalcade. Okay, a cavalcade is you start with 2 rappers, and then you'll slowly introduce more rappers throughout the battle.
A battle royal?
So you got Lenin. After Lenin, you got Gorbachev. And then after that, you get Putin at the end.
Dang.
So...
Who on the other side?
What?
Who on the other side?
That was everybody. Like, they're just they all just keep rapping on top of each other.
Oh, okay.
And
are they on teams, or is it just like a free-for-all?
Free-for-all. But, like, when the new ones get introduced, they change the style of everything to go to that new rapper.
Dang.
And that one is, like, an amazing one. I'm spending too much time just listing the battles, so I'm going to go...
Well, what are you going to go into after listing the battles?
Okay, so I'm going to go into...
You know what? Don't answer that. Hey, do you, baby? I'm sorry. I'm
So,
stepping on your toes.
I think Season 2 and Season 3 are some of the peak battles. But, like, some of them, like, on the top of my head, Edgar Allan Poe versus Stephen King, an amazing one.
Ooh, Edgar Allan Poe.
Jack the Ripper versus Hannibal Lecter, really good.
Oh, Jack the Ripper.
Sir Isaac Newton versus Bill Nye. Sir Isaac Newton was portrayed by Weird Al Yankovic.
Isaac Newton would slap Bill Nye so hard.
And they had another Key and Peele, which was Michael Jordan versus Muhammad Ali. Great.
Isaac Newton could literally be in the process of being concussed by an apple, and he would still beat Bill Nye handily.
Blackbeard versus Al Capone, another fantastic one.
I don't know. That's a tie, man. I don't know.
The Ghostbusters versus the Mythbusters.
Oh, shoot.
And they did another cavalcade with directors. There's just so many good ones, but
I'd lean Mythbusters because there were some smart cookies.
But recently, I've just had a bad taste in my mouth when I'm getting a little bit older about some of these battles that are coming out. And
why's that?
Okay, so they went and they were with Maker Studios when they made a lot of these, and there was like a point in time where I was just not happy with some of the decisions they made with Epic Rap Battles of History. And I already talked about how they take a lot of time and effort and they plan stuff, but sometimes I'm just like, this was a little bit lazy.
Okay.
Like we had Ash Ketchum versus Charles Darwin, and when I'm thinking,
well, I mean, I see what they were going for.
Yeah, the evolution.
Sure.
But I don't know when Ash Ketchum came into the picture, because I think of Epic Rap Battles of History, and I might be just a dork when I say this, but I like to think of Epic Rap Battles of History as almost the same way people think about Smash Brother characters. I'm like, they're in it. They're in this. They're in the canon. They're there. They got a chance to shine. Like, when people look at Smash Brothers, like, oh, they're in. I get that kind of feeling when a new battle comes out. And I get really happy about that. When Ash Ketchum versus Charles Darwin happened, it was because Pokemon Go just became big. And I'm like, they're cashing in on this.
Yeah.
The next battle right after that was Wonder Woman versus Stevie Wonder. And
that just alliteration with the name. Or...
Yeah, and like Stevie Wonder, he's a fine person.
Love
him. But when
isn't she lovely?
He's great. I
love that song.
I just don't think this battle was worth it, even though he was played by T-Pain, and I even enjoyed the battle.
I never thought that love could be.
I just wish.
I love that song though.
But I think it was even chosen.
Lovely as she.
I think it was chosen.
Isn't she lovely?
Because the Wonder Woman movie was coming out around that time. So
Sorry, what?
So I was, but like Wonder Woman, I feel like was picked just because the Wonder Woman movie was coming out at that time.
Yeah, with Gal Gadot?
Yeah, and then they made an announcement that they're no longer going to work with Maker Studios, and they're going to be fully independent now.
Okay.
And I was super excited.
Wasn't Maker Studios a YouTube subsidiary?
Yes, it was.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Eventually, they were like, we're going to be fully independent, and there have been big highs and big lows since becoming independent. But the first one they made was Freddy Krueger versus Wolverine. And that one was very much a passion project from Epic Lloyd. He really wanted to play Wolverine. He loves Wolverine. They both have claw hands.
Wolverine would slap Freddy Krueger.
I don't know. I think Freddy Krueger would win.
Probably. But emotionally. I forget what Freddy Krueger's abilities are. Can he just kill you in your dream, like no matter what? Like,
yeah, if you fall asleep, you're dead. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no way he can go.
If Wolverine has his powers in his dream, though, Freddy Krueger couldn't kill him. Just could not. He couldn't slash through his adamantium bones and beat his healing factor, like no matter how hard he tried.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
But that's only if his powers work in his dream. That's what I'm wondering.
I don't think
that's what I don't understand.
I think that's your brain, man. I think it couldn't get you.
What if Wolverine believes?
If Wolverine has a seizure, he might die. That's my thing. I don't think Wolverine can come back from a brain hemorrhage. No, his brain will be fixed.
Yeah, he has super healing, my dude.
Super healing. It only works.
Super healing.
If I take his brain, I put him in a freaking shredder, and then I put it back in the skull. Even if
you wouldn't be able to get through his skull.
No. Like I'm just saying. Even if
Wolverine's strong.
If the brain was repaired, Wolverine, as you know it, is gone. He has none of his memories, none of his motor functions.
Yes.
He's going to be a vegetable. Sure. I don't care. Freddy won.
Well, no. Well, let's go into that just for a second. You're assuming Freddy can't get into his brain whatsoever.
Yes.
He has adamantium bones. Okay? Or is that just his claws? I think all of his bones are adamantium.
Well, in the battle, Wolverine was already in one of his dreams. So,
that's rough.
So, just saying.
Dude, these comic book freaking nerds are going to come at me and they're like, all his claws are adamantium, you freaking idiot.
No, all of his bones, but okay.
All of his bones. He couldn't get through his freaking skull, dude. Freddy Krueger would go like this. Cheek.
Well, listen, what if Magneto was there? Magneto pulls out all the metal in his bones.
What?
Get a big magnet.
Yeah.
There you go. Actually, that happened in the battle.
Why are we putting Magneto in there? He's not part of this. He's like, who would win? John Cena or Big Show? Well, when Big Show goes for an attack, God slaps John Cena's head off.
John Cena. Okay.
John Cena.
Okay, so Freddy Krueger versus Wolverine. Okay, I thought there were some cool ideas in there. They made a set for it. They really made it like a passion project. But I'm like, I just don't think I want to watch a battle with two fictional characters from a show called Epic Rap Battles of History. And the next one is one of my favorite rap battles.
Hey.
I didn't mean to hit you.
Don't.
Sorry.
Hey, we talked about your aggression. You need to let it go, man.
I'm sorry. All right. Guy Fawkes.
Whoa!
All right.
Guy Fawkes.
Guy Fawkes versus Che Guevara.
Che Guevara is not fictional.
No. I said this is one of my favorite battles.
Oh, okay.
Because it features two people I know hardly anything about, and I'm learning.
Was Guy Fawkes a real person?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Guy Fawkes is not the fictional depiction at all. It is the actual person.
Ooh! Oh my gosh, he looks cool.
I know. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And Guy Fawkes.
I just know him as that stupid anonymous mask.
Yeah, exactly. And they're doing
like a freaking sexy musketeer.
Yeah, he was like a Catholic man who died trying to revolt against the king because he messed up, and like that's the whole thing.
Which king?
James the First.
I respect it.
He's a tip for your next plot. Try to rehearse. Whoa. I got my face on a magnet on your roommate's fridge. Your head's on a spike up in London Bridge.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and in order to make that, they had to go through so many history books and read about everything about Guy Fawkes and Che Guevara.
I'll tell you right now, don't need to listen to the rap. Guy Fawkes would win every time. Che Guevara was a freaking loser.
Well, the guy who gets to play him is so awesome.
I think when they found him, he gave up without a fight. Che Guevara was like a revolutionary, but he just gave up without a fight. He let them take him in.
Hey.
It's like, what are you doing?
Hey, this isn't about that. It's about the rap battle.
No! It was like, okay, listen, I don't even care what you're fighting for, but if you're fighting, you better die. I'm just saying.
But then after that, after Guy Fawkes versus Che Guevara, a very true, epic rap battle of history. We got Ronald McDonald versus the Burger King.
We know how freaking powerful Ronald McDonald is.
And then then Wendy shows up at the end. This was like a joke battle that they made real after people said they did a good job on their joke battle. That was on their second channel. And I give a slide. Ronald McDonald versus Burger King, I think, is good fun. Yep. I think they are also worthy of being part of history.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Then they had one of my favorites, George Carlin versus Richard Pryor.
I mean, just from bad cholesterol, the body count of Burger King and McDonald's is probably up there with Hitler, at least.
And, okay, so now we're going to go with my two of my least favorite battles in the entire series. And I will say a little asterisk. With this one I'm going to mention first. The battle itself is fine. It's a fine battle. I've watched it. There's things I can enjoy with it. But it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Okay.
The Joker versus Pennywise.
Really?
I don't like... They're both clowns. They're both evil clowns. There's comparisons there.
Yeah.
But...
One's kind of like a human and one's like a demon from a different dimension.
Anyone on the internet could have made a Joker versus Pennywise thing. It doesn't sound like something that... Like, these people who take all this time and effort doing Guy Fawkes versus Che Guevara, Mother Teresa versus Sigmund Freud, and you
whoa, you didn't tell me that one.
Yeah, that one's a good one too.
That one's fun.
And then you get me the Joker versus Pennywise, and I feel like I'm gaining nothing from this video.
Yeah, I get that.
And then the next one, I almost fell off the series. This is my least favorite one.
Oh, really?
Thanos versus Robert Oppenheimer from 3 years ago. And...
Oppenheimer?
Yeah, Oppenheimer, the one that everyone's talking about right now.
Wait.
This
Everyone's talking about him right now?
Yeah, because he has this movie that just came out.
Oh.
Yeah. But Thanos and Oppenheimer, they both destroyed the world in different ways. Is that your name?
Oppenheimer?
Yep.
Oh.
And they the Thanos costume they got looks so ridiculous. Why even try to do Thanos in this format? Robert Oppenheimer, it's all filled with memes in there that are immediately going to get dated. Like, Oppenheimer says, "You should have been about like Ant-Man, all up in your stinky." And he says, and Thanos says, "What are you going to do to Fortnite's dopest dancer?" And I'm just like, Oppenheimer is such a deep, rich character that you could have made a really amazing battle with.
True.
Even if you have him doing some jokes and stuff, because everyone does jokes, it's still a comedy at the end of the day. They still take it seriously. And with Thanos versus Robert Oppenheimer, I'm like, what the freak are we here for?
You almost slipped up.
I'm gaining. I'll curse. Fuck.
No.
But like.
Now, there goes the tag. You just had to do it. We were clean up to this point.
So, that's the thing. They are so talented, and I hate to see when people are wasting their talents for something I feel like could have been a lot better.
Sure. I mean, that's always sad to see. When you see talented folks doing something that is not using their talents correctly. Missed potential is one of the saddest things on this planet.
But both of those rap battles were the most successful rap battles they have done since becoming independent. So it obviously works. It gave them a lot of money. But right now, one of their least popular rap battles they've ever done just released 9 months ago. which was Lara Croft versus Indiana Jones. And
those are least popular?
It sits at 5.3 million, but which is good.
Oh, boo-hoo.
But when you look at the other ones of 40 million, 30 million, 28 million, 14 million, 8 million, 7 million, 9 million, 5...
They just kept going down.
Yeah, way down. I wonder why. Was it because you made the Joker versus Pennywise and Thanos versus Oppenheimer like right next to each other? Because I almost fell off the series when I saw that. But I'm glad I didn't, because I love Jeff Bezos versus Mansa Musa. I like John Wick versus John Rambo and John McClane still, though. They're still fictional characters, so I'm like, I kind of wish it wasn't. I'm fine with a fictional character versus a real character. I'm fine with that. And I'm fine with real characters, and especially real characters who act and talk like how they did at the time and made less references to like things they would not know about.
Yeah. I
like that. But like when they made RoboCop versus Terminator, I was like, I don't care. So I had an idea. I decided in all the battles.
It's called Epic Rap Battles of History.
Exactly.
So I know what you mean. Like, fictional character just feels like it's doing it a disservice.
Okay.
Really.
So I decided to do, because every single thing, every battle they do, it's because people requested it in the comments. People for years have had the dumbest stuff, and I was a huge fan of Epic Rap Battles History. If you couldn't tell, I had the app on my iPhone 5.
They had an app?
They had an Epic Rap Battles of History app.
You're kidding.
I would watch videos that break down all the little intricate details of their raps. I went to their wiki and read it. And I did this all through high school because I had no friends. That's a lie. I was just a big nerd about it.
Did you see him try to back up his truth? Let it ride, man. Let it ride.
Anyway.
Now I'm here.
So, I've always...
What a mistake.
I suggested raps that never got suggested and put on there. But I thought, we have a platform here. So, Peter, Epic Lloyd, if you're listening to this and you made it to around 48 minutes of this podcast of me bashing some of your work, I have what I think would be interesting rap battles. Okay.
Yeah, we have a bit of a groundswell, with our people. So I think we can get the army.
All right. So here are my suggestions. I want you to really think about this, about these suggestions. Okay. Oh, we still have time. Okay.
What do you want me to think about?
What do you think about this rap battle? Would you watch this?
I mean, is it good?
Is this a good idea?
Could there be good rhymes, good battles?
Yes. Okay. First one I got. Okay. They've never, and all these people have never been done on the show.
All right.
Amelia Earhart versus Helen Keller. Well, okay, and
what is she doing it through a translator?
Yes, exactly. I even wrote Ann Sullivan. Sullivan is with her. So, why? Why did I pick these two people? I have reasons for all of them. Okay. Amelia Earhart and Helen Keller, for some reason, always get confused with each other. I do not know why. People do confuse them all the time when people are thinking Helen Keller. People I talk to all the time.
Really?
Yeah, and they
never once.
And they're both shrouded in mystery.
I grew up in a trailer park where the average income was like $5,000 a year, and no one there would confuse those two people. The education level wasn't the highest, so I can't imagine where you were. The cannibalistic hills of.
This is at work. At work, people do.
Are you kidding me?
And there are people at work who believe Helen Keller was not blind, deaf, or dumb. They thought she was a fake.
Okay, now.
We're not going on opening that can of worms.
No. I believe she probably was all those things. What I question is some of the things Ann Sullivan translated. She got if I remember correctly, she got a little bit political with a lot of her things. And supposedly she was saying, this is what she says. Really, though? I question you, Ann. I think you're using this poor woman.
You think that she went up and she says, and
vote for him.
No. It's like, Oh, yes, Helen? Yes. She said that I need to get all the money in her will.
Yeah?
Man, you're so generous, Helen.
And then she goes, oh. You're a sweetheart.
And they're both shrouded in mystery. How did Amelia Earhart die? Was Helen Keller blind, deaf, and dumb, even though she was?
By the way, I have really no logical or factual reason to believe what I just said. I just don't trust humans. I don't believe,
And with that battle, fun fact, Helen Keller has flown a plane before with assistance. She has been on a plane and she's flown one, which I feel like would be a good thing to put in the battle.
Like how though? How?
Okay, a pilot was with her. He said, "Look, no hands," and placed Helen in front of the controls, and she held on to it.
That's not flying a plane.
No, it's not. But she technically did.
No, she did.
She technically did.
If she took it off,
it was a PR stunt.
Exactly.
It was.
She wasn't flying a plane. She sat in a pilot's seat. Once you got all the things, you don't have to touch it.
I know. Yeah, but it's enough to have a reference to that in an epic rap battle history.
I hate it.
So, what do you think?
Sure.
Yes? Good?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I think it would be interesting.
I think it would be very funny. Next one would be the Tonight Show Cavalcade. I want Jimmy Fallon versus, what's his name? One of the first ones. I can't remember his name right now.
Letterman?
No, before Letterman. Okay. Johnny Carson is who I'm thinking of.
Carson Daly?
From 1962 to 1992.
Carson Daly? Or is that a different guy?
No, it's Johnny Carson. So, this is what I'm thinking.
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. Johnny Carson, Conan O'Brien, Jay Leno. Yeah, I'm thinking, imagine if all of these people, you have a fight between Johnny Carson...
Okay, hold on. It is a crime. The Tonight Show. Who does the Tonight Show?
I don't know. NBC?
NBC?
Yeah.
It is a crime that they only kept Conan for 1 year, and Jimmy Fallon is 2014 to now.
Yeah. So
I have nothing against Jimmy Fallon. Conan O'Brien is 500 times funnier than him while he's taking a poop.
Yeah, and I also think it would be funny if we do Johnny Carson versus Jay Leno, or how we ever want to do it.
Johnny Carson, 62 to 92.
I know.
What a career.
Or Johnny Carson versus Jimmy Fallon, but you have a cameo from Jay Leno, and then you have Conan O'Brien, who starts his verse and then gets cut off by Jay Leno, who comes back.
That's messed up.
That would be so awesome.
That would be great. Okay, I'm totally with you on this one.
Next one is very much a me battle. Bill Watterson versus Jim Davis. You know who those people are? One is the creator of Calvin and Hobbes, Bill Watterson, versus Jim Davis, who made Garfield. The reason why this would be great is...
What's Calvin and Hobbes?
Calvin Hobbes? You ever seen that you're driving around, you see that boy with the blonde hair and the striped shirt who's pissing on something? No. Whatever. He's a comic artist. That's all you need to know.
No, I think I do know what you're talking about. I think.
Bill...
Oh, yeah, I think so.
So... Jim Davis made Garfield, and Bill Watterson made Calvin and Hobbes. And Calvin and Hobbes had no merchandise at all. Bill Watterson believed the only thing that should exist for me is the comic strip as it is. I'm not going to bastardize my image and my work by putting out all this stuff to make money. I'm not here to make money. I'm an artist.
Dang.
Jim, and his work has a lot more power, and when you read it, there's a lot more weight to it.
I respect the heck out of that.
Then Jim Davis made Garfield, who is a very funny cat who likes Mondays. But Jim
likes Mondays?
Oh, wait. Shit.
You messed up his thing.
He hates Mondays.
He likes Mondays and he hates lasagna. Oh, no, wait.
Oh, it's all topsy-turvy now.
Freaky Friday.
But yeah, he hates Mondays. He loves Pookie. Anyway.
Yeah.
Jim Davis did not care at all. When he made his franchise, he's like, I'm going to make 1,000 catchphrases. Garfield books, all of it. Garfield plushies, all this. Garfield movies. He didn't care about Garfield as a character. He let anybody do anything to Garfield. They paid him enough money. So, like, I think that would be a cool battle just because of their different ideologies in the same comic space.
Yeah. And I think one is infinitely more respectable, just saying.
Next one is
it's like not morally wrong to do what he did. Like, go for the bag, do whatever. But at the same time, running for money is just like,
it's soulless.
It's soulless.
Yeah.
And what is a human without their soul?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I respect the freak out of, what is the other guy's name?
Bill Watterson.
Respect the heck out of this guy for marrying Gumball's mom.
He's Pink Bunny.
Yeah, Pink Bunny. But
maybe they named the Wattersons after Bill Watterson.
I mean, good choice, Bill. I gotta say.
Okay. The next battle might not be even possible for them because they've already used Walt Disney before. It was a battle between Jim Henson versus Stan Lee. And
Stan Lee would win.
And
that's crazy.
At the end of the battle, they said, "There's no need for us to fight. We respect each other evenly." And then Walt Disney comes back and says, "Get back to work. I own you." Yeah, it's a great battle. But this is what I think. If they're going to use Walt Disney, because he's never had a full standalone battle, I think Shigeru Miyamoto versus Walt Disney. I think this would be an amazing battle.
Yeah, let's do that one. Let's do that one.
That's awesome. I like because they're both created like the icons of yesteryear and the future.
That is the most entertaining thing I can imagine in this current time right here, right now.
Yeah, Shigeru Miyamoto versus Walt Disney. So I don't know if they would do that. So and I was like, what if they can't use Walt Disney? So my backup plan would be Miyamoto versus. I don't know. I feel like that's so perfect.
I think. I will say there are two companies that are just crazy about their copyright.
Yeah,
that's Disney and Nintendo.
Exactly.
Like they are just freaking crazy.
They act exactly the same.
Like people will do like a playthrough of Animal Crossing and get freaking like struck.
Yeah.
Like what? Is that even legal?
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
I don't think you can do that unless you have an NDA or something.
Yeah.
Like what the freak is going on with these people?
They both had humble beginnings. They both grew up and they made all these iconic characters. Shigeru Miyamoto has the Nintendo World at Universal, while Walt Disney has Walt Disney World. And now they have even more parallels. They have theme parks based around their IPs. It's so perfect.
Yeah, this is definitely a good battle.
But if we couldn't do that one, I would do a cavalcade with different developers. I would do Miyamoto, Gabe Newell, Todd Howard, and Hideo Kojima.
Yes! Yes! I was going to say, can we get Kojima in there?
Yeah.
Yes!
So I would do a cavalcade with
Gabe Newell, Todd Howard, Kojima, oh my lord!
Yeah, so I think that's what I would do as a backup, but I think Miyamoto versus Disney would be the perfect battle.
Dude, that is great. Oh my gosh. If we can do Shigeru and Walt Disney do that and then still do the other ones too.
We could do Gabe Newell, Todd Howard, and Hideo Kojima.
They have to be in there. That's a triple threat right there.
That could be just a battle in itself.
Get it in there.
But no matter what, Miyamoto needs to be in a battle at some point.
Agreed.
Next one is another really funny one to me. I wrote it more as a joke.
Let's get Reggie Fils Ami in there at some point.
He could be in the background just like pumping up his shoulders or something before he goes into the fight.
Get him, champ.
Junji Ito versus R.L. Stein. That would be funny to me.
One's actually scary.
Yeah. Who's made more books? R.L. Stein did.
I don't know about that.
I know R.L. Stein made more.
Junji Ito's written quite a bit.
R.L. Stein
probably has written
He's
more.
written Fear Street. He's written
Don't
Rotten
start
School.
saying them. Because we're going to be here the rest of the time.
R.L. Stein's made so many books, but I think it would be
probably definitely written more. Because Junji Ito has to freaking draw every panel.
Yeah, and Junji
R.L.
Ito
Stein just pees on a typewriter.
It's another thing.
He made another book.
It's another Bill Watterson versus Jim Davis, but if one was way scarier than the other one.
Yeah, Junji Ito, oh my god.
Yeah, listen, I like Jim Davis. I like Garfield. R.L. Stein, I like Goosebumps, but I do think one of them is clearly the better creator.
Yeah.
But I don't own all the Junji Itos, but I'm gonna own all the Goosebumps.
Junji Ito is such a scary dude that I think just by virtue of the things he has written and drawn, that he now has a permanent shadow companion following him around at all times. And if you try to give him a high five, he'll just look at you and then you'll feel something slap your hand. And you're like, huh? And then he just starts floating backwards and you're like, oh!
I think that there's no way that battle will ever be made, but I would love that battle.
Agreed.
Next one, something I think should be made yesterday. I think this has a lot of potential. A three-way battle. They have a couple. They only have one of these, where everyone's fighting each other, and everyone already knows who's all going to be in the fight. Steve Harvey versus Alex Trebek versus Bob Barker.
I go. My nose is getting stuffed up. It tickles. I go for Steve Harvey. I love Steve Harvey.
I think Steve Harvey is going to be the fan favorite. It's the one that everyone's going to click on. It does have a clickable thing. Steve Harvey is still very clickable.
Finish this word. Pork. You pie. And just the look of exasperation he gives.
Yeah, and
he has mastered that look of.
I think when people are giving him these like crazy bars, he'll just be doing the face like. Oof.
Yeah.
And like Alex Trebek is smart. He's a smart man. Alex Trebek is probably smarter than Steve Harvey and Bob Barker.
And honestly, a lot of people got mad at Steve Harvey when he was doing the Miss Universe thing and read out the wrong name. To me, that made me like him a little bit more because he was so legitimately remorseful when he was like, "I'm so sorry, I made a mistake. Like I messed up." It was actually because he felt bad. Yeah. That's how you know he's a good guy because the girl was coming up getting her award and everybody was like confused, and then he had to be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." You could tell he felt so bad, not just because he was embarrassed. He felt bad for her. He's a good guy. Says some things sometimes that people don't agree with, but he's a good boy and he's funny.
But that's another thing with the three-way battle. People can bring up those bad things he's done. They can make fun of the fact that he messed up. But we don't know if Alex Trebek has anything. If anything, he might have something. Bob Barker,
he's got a squeaky clean 80 years.
But Bob Barker, his main thing, he spay and neuter your pets. He said every single day. And I think there might be some stuff that happened with them. Because I don't know. I would like to know. And that's one of the reasons why I do the battle. Because I would like to know these things. And I want them to do the research for me.
Yeah.
I have two battles before we stop. Because my time ran out. But I got
I'll
two
give
more.
it to you.
Okay. So these both feature Jack Black. And I want one of them. I want one of them. I want Jack Black to be in a battle.
You want me to choose which one?
Yes. Which one would you rather see? Okay. This is the first one. Jack Nicholson versus Jack Black. As you've already heard, they like the alliteration.
They do.
And both actors, both completely different styles of acting. Both crazy. Yeah, like Jack Nicholson, you have the Joker and The Shining, and Jack Black, you have Bowser and Tenacious D, and there's
Bowser.
His
Shining
School of Rock. Like Jack Black, he has a very long career of playing a goofball, while Jack Nicholson can go from anywhere. His range, he can be the handsome old guy. He could be a crazed lunatic, anywhere across the board.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson is a much more beloved actor, much more on a pedestal, while Jack Black's kind of an underdog in that situation.
Yeah.
The second one would be to me, my version of Ronald McDonald versus Burger King here. Betty White versus Jack Black. Again.
Listen, the alliteration's good, but that's hilarious.
That is so funny to me. Betty White, I want old, frail Betty White. Make her iconic, immortalized in an ERB. Where she's sassy and Jack Black can be Jack Black can be the antagonist of this battle. He can be she could be so sweet. She might not even give a real insult to Jack Black.
Well, I also just think it's perfect that her opponent has Black as his last name too.
Yeah. Jack.
It's that's going to come up at some point.
Jack White versus Betty Black.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Excellent.
But yeah, like Betty White, all of her rhymes could actually be passive aggressive, while Jack Black's could be just aggressive.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All stellar ideas.
Yeah, and I'm doing something. I made a rule. I didn't even want to make a fictional character in mind because I feel like those are the weaker battles, even though I like some of them.
Agreed.
But yeah, there you go. That was epic. My talk about epic rap battles of history. Maybe now that I've talked about this and got it out of my system, I can stop when I'm working my shift, having those battles just go off in my head because I've watched all of them this week.
Golly,
they're not long.
You do so much more work on research than I do usually.
I wasn't even trying to research it. I was going to come up with a completely different topic, but I was just like, I keep doing this, so I might as well make it and get it out of my system.
That's true.
I
play Kingdom Hearts a lot. I
wanted to make a tier list for my channel, but I was like, that would be dumb, and everyone's already done that, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah. But hopefully this gets it out of my system. I have now said what I would want to be in the show, and I don't want any more superheroes. I don't want no more superheroes in the show. Some people might think that's dumb, but that's my thing.
You got who that?
It's Chancellor, our buddy Chancellor. It's a great way to end the podcast.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Hey. Okay. All right. So this has been. I'll give you an hour talking about epic rap battles of history. If you need us, we have been Garrett, Trenton, and Chancellor.
Hey, shut up! We're doing the outro. Shut your mouth.
Chancellor, are you there?
Yes. I'm here. Yeah. Hi. Hello.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Hey, Chancellor. Chancellor.
Yeah.
So if people need to find you, where would they find you?
They, probably the local dumpster out back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's probably the best place to go.
Yeah, he would.
You can't find me there. The local hotspot known as Hell is also a great place to find me.
Yeah. He has a summer home there.
Actually. Yeah. If you're willing to come by, it's pretty warm this time of year, as it is all the times of the year. So it's pretty great.
Yeah, I get it.
Come on in.
I get it because it's summer. If you want to get a hold of us, you can send us a tweet, Twitter. Shut up. Shut your mouth.
Chancellor Trenton's talking.
You can send us a tweet at a YaPod on Twitter. Follow us. That's what it is.
Follow us on YaPod on Twitter.
Yeah.
We've uploaded a nice photo there recently.
Oh, we did. We're going to try to do that more often.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You can send us an email at...
I'll give you an hour at gmail.com.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, let's stop putting him next to the microphone.
Well, I want people to hear Chancellor, like he's in the room.
Well, I think he cuts out when we start talking, because that's how phones work.
Wait. Chancellor, before we go, what's your thoughts on epic rap battles of history?
They're pretty high. Depends on the episode.
Okay.
Okay.
That hot takes.
Yeah, hot takes. Sorry about that, folks. I didn't think he had those strong opinions.
Yeah, that dude is a freaking loose cannon.
Yeah, we'll make sure he's not on the podcast so he can't hurt us. Man, we should have talked to him before the podcast.
Juvenile, just juvenile. I cannot believe we almost ruined our reputation. Let him on for 60 seconds.
Oh my god! Like I don't understand why anyone would have that kind of opinion and just say it. Just say it while they know they're being recorded.
Like say what you mean and mean what you say, but don't though.
I mean,
but like not when you're him.
Listen. I eat epic rap battles as I eat.
Yeah, it's like
Who says that? Who says that?
It's like serial killer, like Hitler serial killer Chancellor. You know what I'm saying? Like right here.
I think you need to put the serial killer.
Okay.